We'll have the details. Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Gary Libitor.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2, meteorologist Eric Gage.
And it is Thanksgiving week, and everyone is looking towards that forecast.
Yeah, and so starting out today, looking dry, sunshine, a little cool though.
Nice.
And there is an impactful weather system arriving tomorrow, but by Wednesday, it's over and done with. Those who are traveling Wednesday, no impacts expected.
Good news, yeah.
So just a brief thing this week, but again, Thanksgiving right now is looking quiet. But for this morning, as you head out the door, definitely bundle up. It's a cool one. Temperatures in the 20s and even teens in some areas. 16 up in Big Moose, 19 Inlet. Into the valley, 27 Little Falls, 23 degrees in Whitesboro. And to the south, temperatures in the 20s as well. 28 in Unadilla, 23 in Skenevis, and 27 over in Cooperstown. And a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. All is quiet here in central New York. Plentiful sunshine is expected for today as high temperatures gradually reach the mid-30s. As we approach this evening into the overnight hours, increasing clouds starting out dry for your Tuesday, then snow showers turn over to a wintry mix by Tuesday evening. I'll time it all out in your full forecast coming up. Back to you, Gary.
Eric, thanks. Let's get right to it now.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
Good morning and welcome back. Taking a look at your commute cast for this morning, we've got no impacts to your travel, though on the chilly side. So if you head out the door this morning, budget maybe an extra minute to scrape off any frost you have on your windshield. However, by this evening, expect still plentiful sunshine, although cool temperatures above freezing in the mid-30s. Now, looking at our precipitation outlook for the next few days, no rain or snow expected for today. And for the start of Tuesday, however, a wintry mix begins to develop, starting out as snow by the evening hours for Tuesday. That will quickly turn over to rain showers, so this won't be a long-lasting event in terms of snow or freezing rain as warm air continues to mix in. Lingering rain showers for your Wednesday, and at this point, Thanksgiving is looking dry but cool. And lastly, our sunshine outlook, starting out for Monday, looking pretty sunny for today. Increasing clouds for Tuesday, mostly cloudy and if not overcast for Wednesday, as we do start out with those lingering rain showers, and looking mostly cloudy for Thanksgiving. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Well, how about some...
From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning and welcome back. Happy Monday. A bit cool out there this morning. Temperatures in the teens and 20s across central New York. Warming up only into the mid-30s by this afternoon, but we'll be seeing plentiful sunshine. Here's a live look at downtown Utica from our Nexus camera. Quiet conditions here across central New York. Just some frost to deal with as you head out the door this morning. So budget, again, an extra minute or so to scrape that off your windshield. And a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. All is quiet across central New York. Satellite feed showing just some lingering clouds here and there, but plentiful sunshine will be across the area by this afternoon. So if you head out the door today, grab the winter coat, a bit cool out there, and also grab those sunglasses for your morning and evening commute. Now, no impacts to travel expected for today, obviously. However, as we head into tomorrow, there is a wintry mix that begins to arrive. The latest information on that right now is that it doesn't move in until Tuesday evening. It starts off as snow, then it starts to turn over to mixed precipitation as a cold layer near the surface begins to erode, and then finally over to rain by Tuesday night. And then morning rain showers quickly come to an end by Wednesday, so no impact to travel is expected for Wednesday. So here is the bigger picture. There's that low pressure we're talking about right now. We got cold air right up here. This is going to slowly move into central New York as we head into the overnight hours and eventually by tomorrow. But again, tomorrow is starting out dry, and then a changeover will quickly happen by the evening. So what does it mean in our skycast? Well, today, looking at plentiful sunshine, temperatures starting out below freezing, warming up into the mid-30s by this afternoon. A little breeze from the north, but no windy conditions expected for today. 5 p.m. falling right around freezing once more, and then heading into the overnight hours, increasing clouds. However, clouds should be thin enough that it won't be blocking out the sun too much, starting out with sunshine for your Tuesday morning. Then by Tuesday afternoon, more thick clouds begin to move in, and then by 5 to 7 p.m., the leading edge of this produces some snow showers that could impact your travel if you were flying out or driving by Tuesday evening. But this will quickly turn over to maybe some sleet, freezing rain briefly. Then that warm air moves in, erodes all that cold air. And then we're only talking about rain showers by Wednesday morning. So this is not long lasting, and barely any accumulation is expected as, again, those warmer temperatures begin to move in by Wednesday morning. And so for today, highs in the mid-30s with plentiful sunshine, increasing clouds for tonight. However, sunshine starts out for your Tuesday. Your 7-day forecast. Maybe an impact for your evening commute and into the overnight hours for Tuesday, but that comes to an end. Breezy for Wednesday, high temperatures above freezing in the low to mid-40s. Still looking on the mild to cool side for Thanksgiving. It is looking dry though, with temperatures in the low to mid-40s. And so for right now, the only impactful weather for traveling at this point looks to be for Tuesday, and it looks to only last for just a few hours.
Yeah.
So if you're traveling, flying, you might get delays if you're flying out Tuesday evening, but if it's delayed, you should be fine by Tuesday night.
Yeah, and moved up a day.
Moved up just a little bit, yeah.
Eric, thanks. The time right now is 5:23. Still join us for this half hour. I'm Gary Libitor.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2, meteorologist Eric Gage.
And when people out there heard that storm system Thanksgiving week, they're hoping it's not Wednesday into Thursday.
Yeah, and the good news is it's not into Wednesday and Thursday. Thanksgiving's looking good. Wednesday night is also looking good. But if you're heading out earlier, Tuesday night, that's when the impactful weather could be there. So look at that in just a minute, though. But first, today, it's cool but sunny. Temperatures starting out in the 20s. So again, definitely want to budget an extra minute or so to scrape that frost off your car this morning. Into the 20s, 27 Little Falls, 24 Deansboro, 16 and 19 up in Big Moose and in Inlet. Into the south, temperatures in the 20s, 26 Cooperstown at 23, Skenevis 27 degrees in Unadilla. And a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. All is quiet across central New York this morning. No weather system is in our area for the time being. For today, plentiful sunshine, highs approaching the mid-30s, getting above freezing, although only a little bit. Warmer, slightly warmer weather is on the way for the work week. Plus, again, we're talking about that impactful weather system that will be arriving by tomorrow evening. We'll go over the details on the timing of it and what impacts will be coming up. Back to you, Gary.
Eric, thanks. Efforts to release some of the hot...
The Cooperstown Cam is brought to you by Utica National Insurance Group.
Welcome back. Well, last week we got to see a few days in the 60-degree range. However, for this week, no 60s are expected. Taking a look at temperatures for the week ahead. Starting out for today, highs in the mid-30s with plentiful sunshine. For Tuesday, highs in the upper 30s. Wednesday and into Thanksgiving, the warmest days of the coming work week with highs in the mid-40s before we cool down once more as we approach the end of the work week on Friday. Local temperatures across central New York this morning in the 20s and teens. 19 up in Inlet, 22 Richfield Springs, 24 Earlville, 27 Little Falls, 25 degrees in Cooperstown. And a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. All is quiet here in central New York this morning. And again, plentiful sunshine today. Impactful weather is possible, especially in the evening for tomorrow. I'll explain in more detail coming up. Back to you, Gary.
Eric, thanks. This morning, as we remember Rosalind Carter.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning and welcome back. Happy Monday. It is starting out on the cool side this morning. Temperatures in the 20s and teens. Taking a live look in Oneonta from our camera atop Hartwick College. Sunrise is now going to be close to 7 a.m., 6:59, the official sunrise time here in Utica. A little sooner out in the City of the Hills in Oneonta. Quiet weather is expected, as you can see the very early part of twilight there to the east. And a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. All is quiet here in central New York. No rain or snow is on the radar. And looking at our satellite feed, some lingering clouds laid off of Lake Ontario in Oswego County. Other than that, though, looking at mostly clear skies here in central New York. Heading out this morning, bundle up. Bring out that winter jacket and also some sunglasses. Although it's cool, sunshine is expected across the board today into the evening hours. And our next impactful weather system is going to be for tomorrow. Now, not for tomorrow morning. It is starting out dry. It does begin to arrive by tomorrow evening. It does start out at snow. Then as cold air near the surface begins to erode, it will start to turn over to a wintry mix, maybe some sleet and freezing rain, and then eventually over to rain by Tuesday night. And that turns over to early morning rain showers by Wednesday and a decent travel day if you were heading out anytime during Wednesday. The bigger picture, we got cold air here in the northeast over quiet weather as high pressure briefly set in. Low pressure is beginning to arrive from the south. This will sweep into the northeast by tomorrow. And so looking at our Skycast for today, looking at quiet weather, temperatures warming up into the mid-30s by this afternoon. A bit of a light breeze coming from the north. And then as we approach the evening hours, winds will start to shift. Temperatures cooling down into the 20s once more. And then by the early morning hours tomorrow, some high-level clouds move in. Shouldn't block out the sun too much, so we're thinking some sunshine to start out your Tuesday before more thick clouds begin to move in by around noontime. And then by 5 to 7 p.m., this is a current estimation of the arrival time of this system. Starting out as snow showers, that could make some tricky travel for your evening commute. That'll switch over to maybe some sleet, freezing rain briefly, and then that warm air moves in very quickly, and that'll turn over to finally rain showers as we head into the early morning hours for Wednesday. And again, no impacts besides maybe just some ponding on roadways for Wednesday morning, and that comes to an end by noontime with mostly cloudy skies. And so for today, highs in the mid-30s with plentiful sunshine. For tonight, looking at partly cloudy skies and lows falling into the 20s. Your 7-day forecast for tomorrow, starting out dry with a wintry mix arriving by tomorrow evening. Lingering rain showers by early Wednesday. Breezy conditions, but looking dry. And that dry weather looks to stick around into the rest of Wednesday, into Thanksgiving, and into Black Friday. So right now, if anyone's traveling at all, the only real weather maker we're talking about right now is going to be Tuesday night. Wednesday morning, maybe some rain again, but we do dry out by Wednesday afternoon.
So if you book those flights for Tuesday this year, check your airline, that's for sure.
Yes. Hopefully if it's earlier, you have no impact.
Yeah, that's right. Eric, thanks. Well, slow and steady. Rescuers take a cautious approach to, and thank you for joining us. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And if you'd like to get out for a walk today, might be a good day to do it, but bundle up, right?
Yeah, bundle up. Sunshine today. Grab those sunglasses, but again, grab that winter jacket. A little cool. Highs only in the mid-30s. Warming up a little bit this week too, but this is probably the only completely sunny day we'll see, at least for the next 5 days. In fact, taking a look at those temperatures this morning, bundle up, as Gary just said, only in the 20s and teens. 23 Deansboro, 27 Little Falls, 20 Dodgeville, 15 in Big Moose. A little warmer, 34 degrees as a weather station popped up right there over in Westmoreland. And to the south, 25 Cooperstown, 27 in Sherburne, Hamilton, Norwich, and Unadilla. And a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. All is quiet here in central New York this morning. And again, expect plentiful sunshine today. High temperatures warming up into the mid-30s. Clear skies by this evening, increasing clouds by tomorrow, starting out dry. However, a snow to wintry mix is expected as we head into Tuesday evening. I'll time it all in your full forecast coming up in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Let's get right to it now. Fire investigators are...
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
Welcome back. Taking a look at your commute cast as head of the door this morning. Starting out for your morning commute, maybe budget an extra minute or so to scrape off some frost off your windshield. Temperatures starting out in the 20s and teens. Regardless, though, warming up above freezing by this afternoon with plentiful sunshine across the board. No impacts expected for your evening commute. Regarding rain and snowfall potential for the next 4 days, starting out dry and remaining entirely dry for today. As we approach Tuesday, Tuesday also starts out dry, but a wintry mix begins to develop, starting out as snow between 5 to 7 p.m., turning over to sleet or freezing rain a little later, and then finally over to rain showers overnight into early Wednesday morning. By Wednesday afternoon, things do dry out a little bit, and at this point, Thanksgiving is looking dry. And lastly, taking a look at our sunshine chances for the next 4 days. Plentiful sunshine expected for your Monday. By Tuesday, increasing clouds, but still starting out on the sunny side. Mostly overcast, or not entirely overcast for Wednesday, and maybe a few peaks. Otherwise, mostly cloudy skies are expected for Thanksgiving. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Now, how about some wonderful...
From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Barrow, Alaska. Now, wondering why I'm showing a picture here right now. A day or so ago, it experienced the final sunset of this year. The next time the sun will rise, January 23rd of 2024. So this goes to show you that even though we have shorter days here locally in central New York, we thankfully don't have entire stretches or a month or so of complete darkness. Now, here's a live look at the twilight in Oneonta from our camera at Top Hartwick College. Beautiful shot right here. Turning out to be one of my favorite cameras to use for the sunrise shows in the mornings. And a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. All is quiet across central New York. Temperatures on the cool side again in the 20s. 26 New Hartford at 23, Clinton and Westdale. A bit cooler, 17 Old Forge, 19 degrees up in Inlet. And to the south, 20s and teens. 19 Hartwick, 22 Cooperstown, 24 Edmiston, Milford, 25 in Lawrence. So with those cooler temperatures, budget maybe an extra minute or two to scrape off that frost. Now, although the weather is quiet for today with sunshine, things are turning a little unsettled as we approach tomorrow evening. So starting out tomorrow looking dry, wintry mix begins to develop by Tuesday evening. Starting out as snow, the very cold layer of air near the surface begins to erode, turning over to mixed rain, mixed precipitation over to freezing rain by Tuesday night, and eventually over to rain by the early morning. So a few hours of possible impact will travel, but again, by Wednesday, things do improve and will remain improved for Wednesday and into Thanksgiving. Radar and satellite shows quiet weather here locally in central New York. Low pressure beginning to arrive from the southwest, and that will be our weather system by tomorrow. So today, starting out highs reaching the mid-30s with plentiful sunshine, increasing clouds overnight tonight. Thin clouds shouldn't block out the sun too much for your morning hours tomorrow. But as we approach tomorrow afternoon, more thick clouds begin to move in. And as we approach tomorrow evening, 5 to 7 p.m., leading edge starting out is possibly some snow showers. That'll turn over to mixed precipitation or freezing rain before finally turning over to rain showers overnight into early Wednesday. So a few hours of possible tricky travel before things do gradually improve by Wednesday morning. And so for today, highs in the mid-30s with plentiful sunshine for tonight. Overnight lows falling into the 20s with partly cloudy skies. Your 7-day forecast. Again, the impactful travel will be for Tuesday evening. Things do improve by Tuesday night and into Wednesday. It is looking a little breezy, some morning rain showers, but we do dry out by Wednesday afternoon. And Thanksgiving right now is looking mostly cloudy, but dry.
All in all, a pretty good Thanksgiving week forecast.
Oh yeah, just a minor thing we're dealing with on Tuesday, but other than that, couldn't ask for better weather.
That's for sure. Eric, thanks. And be sure to like us on Facebook for this half hour. I'm Gary Libertor.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And your brother up from Florida visiting has a nice week here, that's for sure.
Yeah, not too bad. A little cool for today and a wintry mix for tomorrow evening, but the rest of the week is looking relatively quiet. And he brought with him the warm weather briefly for Thursday and Friday, but we're back to more cool weather for today. Sunshine, though. As you take a look outside this morning, local temperatures are on the chilly side. Bundle up. 14 degrees in Big Moose. As you head into the valley, 27 Little Falls, 22 in Deansboro. So definitely some frost on your windshield if you head out the door this morning. And to the south, 24 Cooperstown, 21 Skenevis, 25 In Hamilton, 27 degrees in Unadilla. And a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 at Doppler radar. Looking at nothing right now. Things are quiet and expect to remain quiet for today with plentiful sunshine. High temperatures only reaching the mid-30s, but we'll be seeing plenty of sunshine for today. Clouds begin to increase overnight tonight, starting out dry for your Tuesday. Then a wintry mix begins to arrive tomorrow evening that could impact some travel situations. I'll plan it out in more detail in your full forecast coming up. Back to you, Gary.
Eric, thanks. And don't forget, the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away. Efforts to relieve
The Cooperstown Cam is brought to you by Utica National Insurance Group.
Welcome back. A cool start to your day today. However, as we head into the work week ahead, some warmer temperatures relatively are expected by Wednesday and Thursday. No 60-degree days like we saw last Thursday and Friday. Highs for today in the mid-30s, for tomorrow upper 30s into the low 40s for Wednesday, and for Thanksgiving, Black Friday looking a little cooler. High temperatures only in the mid to upper 30s. Now, local temperatures currently across central New York are still below freezing. 23, Cooperstown 21, Richfield Springs 27, Little Falls 18 degrees, Inlet 22 over in Earlville. So those chilly temperatures, budget an extra minute or two to scrape off that frost off your windshield. A live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Oh, it's quiet here in central New York this morning. And for today, plentiful sunshine expected as highs again reach the mid-30s. We are talking about a dry start tomorrow, then tricky travel possible by tomorrow evening. I have more details on that coming up. Gary?
Eric, thanks. This morning, as we remember,
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning and welcome back. This Monday is starting out on the cool side. Temperatures in the 20s and teens, warming up into the mid-30s by this afternoon, but we expect to see plentiful sunshine across the area. Here is a live look in Oneonta from our camera atop Hartwick College. Beautiful shot right there looking to the east. Currently is 6:46. Sunrise expected to be at 6:59 this morning, so still around 15 minutes or so away from that. And a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Looking at nothing right now on the radar at this point. Quiet conditions for today, into tonight, and early tomorrow, but that changes by tomorrow evening. Sky watchers checking in the 20s and teens. 17 Old Forge, 19 Inlet, 26 New Hartford, Clinton, 23, as well as Westdale. To the south, a little cooler, 19 degrees Hartwick, 22 Cooperstown, 24 Edmeston Milford, 28 West Lawrence, 25 degrees in Lawrence. So those cool temperatures bundle up to this morning into this afternoon, but again, grab those pairs of sunglasses as you head for your morning, evening commute, as sunshine is expected all day long. Now, the weather maker we're talking about for the near future is going to be for Tuesday into Tuesday night. Now, Tuesday during the daytime starts out quiet, no impact to weather at this point. By Tuesday evening, snow showers begin to move in as warm air moves over a very thick layer of cold air near the surface. As that cold air continues to erode, it will change over from snow to mixed precipitation, and then finally over to rain showers by Tuesday night. And so if you are traveling, maybe some impacts for the tomorrow evening commute, or if you're flying out tomorrow evening. But Wednesday is looking fine with no travel impacts aside from some rain showers. So quiet right now. There is a system that's going to be impacting us as we head into Tuesday evening. And timing it out on our Skycast for this morning. Today, looking quiet with sunshine. Decreasing clouds in the north country, highs approaching the mid-30s. A north breeze quickly shifts to a southern breeze as we head into the overnight hours. Overnight lows falling into the mid-20s. Increasing clouds overnight, although the clouds should be thin enough to see some sunshine by tomorrow morning. More thick clouds begin to move in by tomorrow afternoon. Highs in the mid to upper 30s. And then by 5 to 6 p.m., that's when that leading edge produces some snow showers. Maybe some accumulation in higher elevations, but that quickly turns over to sleet, freezing rain mix. Maybe some graupel mixed in there as well. And then finally, over to rain showers by Wednesday morning. Then behind that, things do dry out by Wednesday afternoon. And so for today, highs in the mid-30s with plentiful sunshine. For tonight, lows falling into the 20s with partly cloudy skies. Your 7-day forecast. For Tuesday evening, unsettled weather is expected, starting out as snow, turning over to sleet, freezing rain, then eventually over to rain showers, only brief. Things do continue to improve by Wednesday, and by Thanksgiving, it's looking dry with mostly cloudy skies. So we've been monitoring this day for the past several days, and thankfully it's short-lived, not going to impact travel for long term. For example, if we got like a nor'easter.
Yeah, good for a lot of folks traveling out Wednesday after work. That's
Yes.
for sure. Eric, thanks. Well, multiple companies are suspending their.
From where the news comes first, this is News Channel 2 at 7 a.m. on CW11.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us here on the CW11. I'm Gary Libertor.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And let's get right to that all-important travel forecast. Come Wednesday, it looks pretty decent now.
Yeah, Wednesday's looking decent. It has shifted earlier for Tuesday. Tuesday evening could have some tricky travel situations if you're flying, if you're driving, snow, wintry mix, but that turns over to rain, and by Wednesday, things are looking nicer. So if you are traveling Wednesday, that's some good news. If you're traveling Tuesday, maybe not so good news, but not the entire day looks pretty, looks too bad. But taking a look at current conditions right now, in the 20s, very chilly this morning. 21 Deansboro, 27 Little Falls, 13 Big Moose, 17 up in Inlet, and 34 Westmont. I think that temperature is a little warmer. That station's been cutting in and out, at least the past few hours. To the Southern Valleys, 23 Cooperstown, 20 Skevis, 27 in Adula and in Norwich over in Chenango County. A live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar, looking at quiet conditions here in central New York. And expect plenty of sunshine today as high temperatures climb into the mid-30s. Not too warm, but that sun will make it feel slightly more warm here in central New York. And for tomorrow, again, starting out dry, wintry mix begins to develop by tomorrow evening. Time got all out in that full forecast coming up in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Let's get right to it now.
From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning and welcome back. Happy Monday. The temperatures this morning starting out in the 20s, warming up into the mid-30s by this afternoon with plentiful sunshine expected. In fact, here's a beautiful view. Oh, look at that, the bird flying by right there as well of the sunrise in Oneonta. Just an absolutely fantastic shot to start out your work week. And that is a similar state across a lot of central New York with sunshine across the board. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Always quiet here in the local area. 26 New Hartford, 23 Clinton, 23 as well in Westdale, 17 Old Forge, 19 Clinton Inlet, and to the south, 20s and teens. 22 Cooperstown, 19 Hartwick, 24 Edmiston and Milford, 28 in West Lawrence. So a bit of a chilly start to your day, warming up into the mid-30s by this afternoon. Quiet weather continues for this evening and into tonight and early tomorrow. But then a weather maker begins to arrive. Latest info for a weather system arriving Tuesday into Wednesday. It does not move in until Tuesday evening, and it starts out as snow, then turns over to mixed precipitation, and then finally over to rain by Tuesday night. And then by Wednesday morning, maybe some lingering rain showers, but any impacts, especially wintry impacts, over and done with by Wednesday afternoon. Bigger picture, quiet here in central New York. That's the system impacting us by tomorrow. It is rotating from low pressure, and again, we'll slowly move into our area over the next day or so. But in the skycast for today, looking quiet. Temperatures in the 20s, warming up into the 30s by this afternoon, into the 20s once more by the evening. Again, plentiful sunshine, clear skies by the early evening tonight. Increasing clouds early tomorrow. On the thin side, so sunshine should still peek through a lot of them. However, more thick clouds move in by this tomorrow afternoon as temperatures warm up into the mid to upper 30s. And then here comes the rain and snow. Starting out as snow by 5 to 7 p.m. Could impact travel if you're heading out at any point between those hours. Then turning over to sleet, freezing rain, and then finally over to rain entirely overnight into early Wednesday. So it's short-lived, not impacting too long, but again, be careful if you are on the roads or have any flights planned for tomorrow evening between 5 and roughly 9 p.m., probably the end time of that freezing rain or sleet. And so for today, highs in the mid-30s, sunshine, plenty of it. For tonight, Lows falling in the 20s, partly cloudy skies. Your 7-day forecast. Starting out dry for Tuesday, wintry mix. A rise by Tuesday evening. Overnight, turning over to rain showers. Breezy for Wednesday, drying up. Looking dry for Thanksgiving and into Friday.
Forecast. Here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Dealing with plenty of sunshine as of noontime. Temperatures are still in the 30s, so a bit cool, but we'll take sunshine any day we can. Here's a live look outside from our camera atop Hartwick College, looking at Oneonta. Again, gorgeous blue skies across the area. Temperature currently 32 degrees at Griffiths Park in Rome. Temperatures across the state, no real difference. Poughkeepsie down south, almost 40. Albany 38. Syracuse to the west at 35 degrees. And a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2. Doppler radar, no rainfall or snow is currently detected on the radar. However, things will change as we approach tomorrow. So for today, looking at quiet conditions, temperatures in the mid to upper 30s with plentiful sunshine. Starting out dry for tomorrow. However, by tomorrow evening, a wintry mix begins to arrive. It could cause tricky travel for your evening commute or if you are traveling to the holidays. I'll explain in more detail on the exact timing of that wintry mix arrival coming up. Back over to you.
Thank you very much, Eric. Turning to the war between
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon and welcome back. Happy Monday. Plentiful sunshine across the board here in Central New York, although it is on the cooler side. Griffiths Park in Rome, current temperature 32 degrees. Feels like 26 with a slight breeze from the west-northwest. But again, that sun will make it feel slightly more warm than 32. And here's a live look at downtown Utica from our Nexus camera. Cloudless skies across the board. However, clouds will begin to increase from the southwest as our next weather maker approaches, although it won't be, at least impact us here locally until tomorrow evening. Quiet on the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. And again, no rain or snow is expected for the near term tonight and early tomorrow. The latest information on the possible wintry mix for Tuesday night into Wednesday. This is the travel time where it most likely will be a little bit tricky to travel. 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. starting out as snow, then it will turn over to mixed precipitation, sleet, freezing rain, eventually over to rainfall by Tuesday night. And by the early morning Wednesday, it'll be entirely rain showers, so no impacts at least expected for your Wednesday travel. So again, earliest impact 4 p.m., latest impact around 10 p.m. in the higher elevations that still haven't turned over to rain overnight. So here's the bigger picture. This is why we're talking about a wintry mix. We got cold air, again near the surface across central New York. A warm front approaching from the south. We got this layer of cold air. As this warm air begins to arrive, it'll slowly erode that cold air until eventually it will turn over from snow down to sleet, then freezing rain, and then finally rain when all the column of air above us is above freezing. And so looking at our skycast for today, again, temperatures warming up into the mid-30s, slightly above freezing, still hovering right around freezing in the higher elevations. By 5 p.m., sun starts to set. Those temperatures cool right back down into the 20s. Increasing clouds overnight, although these clouds will be thin and high up in the atmosphere, so not too much blocking out of the sun. Could be starting out with some nice sunshine, even a nice sunrise by tomorrow morning. And of course, that saying, red skies in the morning, sailors take warning. As we head into tomorrow afternoon, things start to turn more unsettled. But around noontime, increasing clouds. These are a little thicker, start to block out the sun a little more. Then by 4 to 5 p.m., here's that leading edge starting out as snow showers. We're thinking as the valley still remains above freezing, this will not accumulate in the Mohawk Valley I-90 corridor. However, higher elevations could see accumulation, especially north of the Mohawk Valley, right here in central Herkimer County. Then it switches over to sleet and freezing rain, and then finally over to rain showers by 9-10 p.m. Those outlying areas you can see right here, Tug Hill near Boonville, central Herkimer County, could still see a wintry mix by 9 p.m., but lower elevations already over to rain. By 5 a.m. Wednesday, things are entirely over to rain, and then the wintry mix impact is over. And so for today, Highs in the mid-30s with plentiful sunshine for tonight. Lows falling into the 20s once more with partly cloudy skies. Your 7-day forecast. Unsettled weather for Tuesday evening. Lingering rain showers and clouds for Wednesday. At this point, Thursday for Thanksgiving is looking mostly dry. Maybe some lingering light lake effect drizzle, but no immediate impact in terms of travel situations for the remainder of the week. Ben?
Thank you very much, Eric. It's that time of year. Holiday gal. Once again, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
We've got lots of sunshine here across central New York as of noontime. Taking a look across the state on the New York State Mesonet camera network. Again, sunshine as far north as Redfield, Osceola, to as far south as Lawrence, Springfield, Brookfield, even over to Shenango County with Sherburne. And this is a similar story for the rest of this afternoon and this evening as sunshine will continue. Temperatures, although on the cooler side, in the low to mid 30s in the Mohawk Valley right now. That'll be the highest we're going to be seeing today. In fact, some of our sky watchers actually checking in a little on the warmer side. Jeff in Mohawk with 37. A little cooler, Bill in Old Forge, 25 degrees. And Bob in Clinton with 31, still a little bit below freezing. Quiet on the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. And for today, again, plentiful sunshine. Quiet weather continues tonight and into early tomorrow. But then we are talking about possible impactful weather that could cause tricky travel for your evening commute tomorrow night. I'll explain in more detail, timing it all out coming up. Back over to you, Ben.
Thank you very much, Eric. The pop-up.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon and welcome back. It's sunny but cool out there. Temperatures in the 30s in the valley, in the 20s. Looking at higher elevations. Your current temperature, it is 32 degrees at Griffith Park in Rome. Feels like 26 with a light breeze from the west-northwest. However, the sunshine is making things feel a little warmer out there. And a live look at downtown Utica from our Nexus camera. Plentiful sunshine. Definitely a great start to the work week. However, you notice right along that border right here, you notice that very thin layer of clouds. That is the clouds that will move in for tonight and into tomorrow from our next weather maker way to the south. A live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Looking at quiet conditions. No impactful weather is expected for today. Looking at quiet weather with sunshine into this evening. Then dry overnight tonight before things start turning unsettled by tomorrow evening. So here's the latest information and what we could be expecting in terms of impactful weather for tomorrow evening, 4 to 10 p.m. is my estimated impact time, starting out as snow showers arriving from the west, southwest, turning over to mixed precipitation such as sleet or freezing rain, and then eventually as the cold air erodes, eventually over to rain showers by Tuesday night. And by 10 p.m., only outlying areas at higher elevations could still see any freezing rain or sleet. And again, by the early morning for Wednesday, it's all over to rain showers. So if you are traveling Wednesday, no impacts are expected, besides maybe some ponding on roadways and maybe some lingering icy spots in higher elevations on roads that are untreated. Radar and satellite showing cold air near the surface here locally in central New York, and that warm front riding from the south, that'll bring the perfect ingredients for a possible wintry mix to arrive by tomorrow. And so in our Skycast, timing it all out, looking quiet today. Plentiful sunshine, calm before the storm. High temperatures peaking in the mid-30s. The sun starts to set tonight. Overnight lows falling down into the 20s by 5 p.m. into the low 20s by early 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. Some moving clouds moving into the area. However, these clouds will be thin, so not blocking out the sun too much. Thicker clouds do move in behind that by around noontime. High temperatures climbing into the mid to upper 30s. Then, weather starts to arrive on the more impactful side. 5 p.m., right around that time frame, starting out as snow showers. Now, the Mohawk Valley looking to be right above freezing. So for the most part, the lower elevations, I-90 corridor, not seeing any real accumulation with that initial round of snow, but still, you could be seeing some snow showers before they reach the surface. Then it turns over to a wintry mix, freezing rain, sleet behind that line. That'll linger at least for next few hours or so. Still higher elevations, 9, 10 p.m., still seeing that wintry mix, freezing rain and sleet. And for the rest of central New York, already over to rain by 9-10 p.m. and by 5 a.m. all of New York, at least in our area, will be entirely over to rain showers. And so for today, highs in the mid-30s with plentiful sunshine. Tonight, overnight lows falling into the low 20s with partly cloudy skies. Your 7-day forecast. Impact weather possible for your evening for Tuesday, drying out by Wednesday afternoon, and maybe some lingering light lake effect drizzle for Thanksgiving. That looks to be only real measurable precipitation that we'll be seeing for Thursday and into Friday. Ben?
Thank you very much, Eric. Pet owners across the country.
We've got a lot to get to. Quiet weather week to start, but things are changing as we head towards the holiday travel days. And tomorrow, not Wednesday, is looking to bring those changes.
Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis is tracking that and the immediate future for us. Bill, good evening.
Yes, good evening. So cold weather today. If you're traveling this week, again, I think it's going to be tomorrow evening. And it's mainly the higher elevations that could be a little bit slippery. Wednesday is looking pretty quiet. In fact, we do have winter weather advisories in effect. Again, this is for tomorrow evening for the higher elevations, northern Oneida, northern Herkimer, Hamilton County, Lewis County, again, for this expected wintry mix. The lower elevations will not see as big of an impact with more of a rain-snow mix and very little accumulation. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. All is quiet across the region. Clear skies cooling off. Our current temperature is 29, and it's going to continue to cool off as we head into tonight. It's a chilly night tonight. That wintry mix arrives late tomorrow. Again, slipperiest in the higher elevations. Tonight, mostly clear, down to 16, so pretty cold conditions overnight. Again, we're tracking that wintry mix as we head into late tomorrow, and also how things look for the big travel day, and that's coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. Following breaking news.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis.
Good evening. We are tracking pretty quiet weather tonight and early tomorrow, followed by a wintry mix, which we will talk about in just a second. But I know the big travel day is Wednesday, and I know a lot of folks are moving, will be traveling across the state. I want to take a look at the weather for Wednesday first. And I'm going to show you that the weather should be fine. If you're traveling, Wednesday is a decent day to do that. In fact, we recommend traveling on Wednesday as opposed to tomorrow, because tomorrow we're expecting a wintry mix to take place across central New York. But Wednesday should be fine, and we are above freezing. You can see temperatures in the 40s across New York State with maybe a few light showers. But again, it's going to be a lot better to go Wednesday than it would be to travel late tomorrow. And Thanksgiving should be fine, too. We're not looking at any real cold weather here until probably Friday, and no big storms in the short term. A live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Again, looks quiet across the region. Downtown Utica, clear skies, and it's going to cool off quickly this evening. A lot of places are expecting overnight lows in the teens. Beautiful sunrise. This was taken yesterday by Tom in Little Falls. We've been seeing a lot of really nice skies lately. Seeing plenty of sunshine today, and again, cooling off. We're sitting at 29 degrees at Griffith and Rome, but again, it cools off very quickly over the next several hours. We'll have high pressure and control of our weather for now, but things change quickly. Clouds to the south and west of us, that's all ahead of an area of low pressure that will be moving in, and as it encounters some colder air, it starts out as a wintry mix. Tonight, clear skies, cold. Overnight lows drop down into the teens. I think our skycast is a little too optimistic here temperature-wise, but clear skies expected. It turns breezy throughout the day tomorrow, and I think it's just a generally cold day with cloudy skies. Most of the day is dry. It's traveling as we head into tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening. By afternoon, after about 4 o'clock, that's when we see some light snow developing. Mixing with sleet and freezing rain in the higher elevations. I think surface temperatures in the lower spots are going to be generally above freezing, so I think the impact will be relatively low in the Mohawk Valley and southern valleys tomorrow night. But in the higher elevations, again, do watch out on untreated surfaces. They could be slippery. Showers first thing Wednesday morning, but again, they clear out. It looks like a pretty quiet Wednesday across central New York with mostly cloudy skies. Ice accumulation, I think it's mainly along higher elevations and primarily north heading into tomorrow night. So again, untreated surfaces in these areas could be slippery, but again, I don't think all of us get the ice like we did the last time that this happened. Mostly clear tonight, low of 16. Tomorrow, a chilly day, a breeze, and again, that wintry mix arrives late, a high of 37. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. A couple of showers early Wednesday, 43 for the high. Thanksgiving has been trending warmer. Instead of being in the 30s, will likely be in the 40s. So that's pretty seasonable for this time of the year. It's going to take another day for that cold to get here. We're talking about temperatures in the 30s on Friday and Saturday. We are watching for some light rain and snow showers on Sunday. I know that's also a big travel day. Could be some light snow showers here by then.
All right, Bill, thank you.
Thank you. Dangerous storms are rolling through the Gulf Coast and south, bringing damaging winds, hail, and possible tornadoes.
Yeah, this is going to throw a monkey wrench into the busy holiday travel week. Laura Aguirre has more on the forecast and your rights as a traveler when it comes to delays and cancellations.
Travelers should be checking with their airline directly for the most up-to-date information about their flights.
Solid advice whenever you're flying, but even more important this week. Severe weather across large parts of the U.S. threatened to snarl holiday travel plans. Powerful rainstorms over areas of the central U.S. are rolling toward the Midwest, and thunderstorms over parts of the Gulf and southern regions could bring tornadoes, damaging winds, and large hail throughout Monday night. To navigate the impact on air travelers, the National Weather Service is positioning meteorologists at 22 FAA centers.
They provide down-to-the-minute weather predictions for exact arrival and departure routes in the busiest parts of the U.S. airspace.
The Department of Transportation says it's been working closely with airlines to ease the cost of trip delays on travelers.
Now, almost all of them guarantee hotels and ground transportation, and all of them guarantee covering meals. If your flight gets canceled or significantly delayed for any reason, I want the traveling public to know that you are entitled to a full cash refund if you choose to take that refund rather than a rebooking.
And that's good news, given forecasters predict by Tuesday, rain and snow could be hampering air and highway travel across large parts of the Midwest, New England, and East Coast, from D.C. to Atlanta.
We will be using every tool at our disposal to keep cancellations and delays as low as possible.
I'm Laura Aguirre reporting.
Coming up, a closer look at the gas prices for your holiday drive.
Bill Curtis.
Yeah, we're talking about a wintry mix, which is expected to arrive tomorrow. And we're going to take a look at how something like this happens three-dimensionally. We're looking at warm air that is moving into the upper part of the atmosphere, and that is what causes some sleet and freezing rain to form. It's the combination of warm air aloft and cold air at the surface that causes rain to freeze over. If it freezes before it hits the ground, it's sleet. If it freezes on the ground, it's freezing rain. We could see both of these as we head into tomorrow night. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. All is quiet across the region this evening. Tonight, we're expecting overnight lows to cool down. It's going to be pretty chilly. If you're going to be walking the dog, dressed nice and warm. Temperatures will be in the 20s here throughout the course of this evening. Tonight's featured dog is Tonka from Herkimer. And if you want to be part of this, head to Bill's Buddies on Facebook. We're tracking traveling conditions tomorrow night as well as Wednesday. We'll look at the forecast coming up. Kristen, back over to you.
Tonka, what a great name for a dog.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. A cold night tonight. Tomorrow, looking not quite as nice as today. We're tracking a wintry mix that will be arriving late in the day. This is a live look outside. Our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar is looking quiet, and we're looking at clear skies across the region. This is a live look in Cooperstown from our Utica National Tower camera. Traveling tomorrow, a wintry mix is expected to arrive. This looks to be starting between about 4 to 7 p.m. Initially starting out as snow, then switching over to a mix of sleet, freezing rain, and rain, especially in the higher elevations. Those are the spots that could turn slippery as we get into tomorrow night. Rain showers Wednesday morning and breezy and generally dry Wednesday afternoon. In fact, Wednesday should be a great day to travel. Our sky watchers checking in the upper 20s to low 30s. West Leiden 24 degrees, Yorkville 30, Eaton 25, Fairfield 25 degrees, Old Forge 26 Jeff and Mohawk with 27. Maryland, 27 degrees. Paynes Hollow, 31. And Morris with 30 degrees. We've got an area of low pressure approaching from the west, and this is going to drive our weather locally. It's all connected to the same weather system that's producing severe weather in the southeast. By the time this heads here, it's going to run into much colder weather, and we're generally talking about a mix, again, some icy weather here possible tomorrow night. Tonight, mostly clear and cold. Overnight lows are expected to be dropping into the teens across most of central New York. So it's a cold start to our Tuesday. Temperatures in the 20s in the morning. A cold day, an east wind. It's going to take a long time to warm up. In fact, I think by the end of the day, we're barely pushing freezing. So when this initial batch of precipitation arrives, it's generally snow. Snow looks to mix in with sleet, freezing rain, and rain as we head into tomorrow night. I think the transition happens quicker this time around in the Mohawk Valley, but be aware, untreated surfaces could be slippery, especially north and east of Utica. By Wednesday morning, we're well above freezing, and we're not expecting any traveling issues across the region. Showers in the morning, dry conditions in the afternoon and evening. Actually, it looks like a nice day to travel across New York State on Wednesday. A light ice accumulation is possible. Again, we're highlighting areas north and east of Utica. They're more likely to get a light coating of sleet and or freezing rain. I don't think this is going to be as widespread as the last icing event that happened earlier in the month. Tonight, mostly clear, 16 for the low. Yeah, that's a chilly one tonight. Tomorrow, looking at a brief round of sunshine in the morning, breezy in the afternoon. And again, that wintry mix arrives late, a high of 37. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecasts. Showers early Wednesday, 43. Thanksgiving looks dry. It doesn't look as cold as it did last week. We're now up to 43. Cold on Friday, though, 35. Saturday's looking dry. Some light rain and snow possible Sunday. Temperatures in the upper 30s, and it looks dry as we look ahead to next Monday. We'll be right back.
You're watching News Channel 2 at 6 with Kristen Copeland and Jason Palace.
Good evening, everyone.
Thanks for joining us. A chilly, sunny day kicks off the work week, but as we approach Thanksgiving, a little change in the weather is expected.
Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis tracking it all from the Weather Center.
Yes, it's tomorrow night that is going to be the trickiest to travel across central New York. The rest of the week looks fine, but we are tracking a wintry mix again Tuesday evening, Tuesday night. It's over by Wednesday morning. In fact, this should not be an issue Wednesday. We have winter weather advisories in effect for the North Country and Adirondacks because of the expected wintry mix. A Doppler radar looking quiet. It's been a clear day, lots of sunshine. Our current temperature is 28 degrees. Calm winds, clear skies. It's going to cool off quickly as we head into tonight. Overnight lows drop down into the teens in many areas. That wintry mix arrives late tomorrow. It doesn't impact us as much as the last one did. I think it's mainly the higher elevations that see slippery conditions on untreated surfaces. But still, exercise caution if you're going to be traveling tomorrow evening. Looking at mostly clear skies tonight. Temperatures, again, cool off quickly. We're down into the teens. Traveling on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, the weather looks pretty quiet. We're going to be taking a look at the travel cast coming out. Back over to you.
Bill, thank you. Continuing coverage of
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. If you're going to be traveling over the next couple of days, we're recommending Wednesday or Thursday as opposed to tomorrow because we do have a wintry mix that's expected to arrive late in the day. We're thinking the timing locally will be about 4 to 7 p.m. when it starts. And it looks like the higher elevations, especially north and east of Utica, could see some slippery surfaces, on untreated surfaces, that is. Rain showers Wednesday morning, Wednesday afternoon looking breezy. Traveling should be a lot better here locally and across New York State on Wednesday. In fact, the big travel day looks fine. We are not looking at much weather across the state. Maybe a few light rain showers, but nothing that would be significant, nothing that would significantly slow you down. And we're expecting dry weather, too, to continue on Thanksgiving if you are traveling locally. A live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Quiet, clear skies. It's going to cool off very quickly this evening. This is a live look in downtown Utica. We're expecting temperatures to fall into the teens tonight. Here's a look at our sky watchers. Already down to 24 in West Leiden, Forestport 25, Barneveld 28, Old Forge 26, Curtis Corners 27, Fairfield 25, Jeff and Mohawk 28, Maryland 27 degrees, Morris with 30. Low pressure moves in from the west as we head into the next 24 hours. So clear skies for now will be replaced by cloud cover tomorrow, and eventually these rain showers will move into that cold air and turn over to that wintry mix. Tonight, mostly clear and cold. I think our computer models are a little optimistic on the temperature. I'm expecting overnight lows, especially in some of the colder pockets, to get down into the teens. First thing tomorrow morning, we're looking at temperatures in the low to mid 20s. It's going to be a breezy day tomorrow. Sunshine gives way to clouds. Temperatures struggle just to get into the low to mid 30s, so a chilly day. And then precipitation arrives, initially starting out as some light snow. This turns over to sleet, freezing rain, and then quickly over to rain in the lower elevations. By 9 p.m., again, looking at temperatures above freezing for most of us, the exception being north and east of Utica. Traveling becomes a lot easier on Wednesday, just some rain showers in the morning and dry conditions in the afternoon with high temperatures climbing into the 40s. Light icing is possible, especially north and east of Utica. Not everybody is expected to see a coating of ice, but again, better safe than sorry. Just be careful on untreated surfaces tomorrow night. Mostly clear tonight, down to 16. Tomorrow, sunshine in the morning, cloudy in the afternoon. That wintry mix arrives 4 to 7 p.m. Storm Tracker 2's 7-day forecast. Showers early Wednesday, and then we dry out, 43. Thanksgiving looks dry and not as cold as it was looking like earlier last week, 43 for the high. It does get colder on Friday and Saturday, temperatures in the 30s and some late snow and rain possible as you look ahead to next Sunday. We'll be right back.
Forecast. Here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis. First of all, cool graphics. Everything you and Eric have put together looks so great. I want to make sure everybody knows we are debuting our new graphics today. We're so excited to see all of it.
Yeah, very excited to see this. Put in a lot of work. Definitely want to give a shout out to Eric for doing some of the heavy lifting too. So we're looking at winter weather advisories in effect for central New York. This is for tomorrow night. A wintry mix is going to be on the way as we head into tomorrow evening. I'm not expecting driving to be an issue during the day tomorrow. But again, after dark, things start to change. Boy, it is changing out there tonight, isn't it? It's cold. 23 degrees is the current temperature. We've got clear skies and calm winds. And as I get out of the way here, you might need to scrape off your car tomorrow morning. The frost should settle in pretty thick, and that you may be budgeting about 1 to 2 minutes to take care of that. Again, looking at clear conditions across New York State. Live look at our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. It's going to stay dry tonight. We're expecting overnight lows to fall into the teens. And then we're tracking that wintry mix for tomorrow evening and tomorrow night. And also traveling conditions across the state later this week. A look at the forecasts coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. Continuing coverage of a fatal...
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We are tracking traveling conditions over the next 24 to 36 hours. Tomorrow afternoon, we're expecting a wintry mix to arrive. This is going to be in the late afternoon. I think the earliest it gets here will be about 4 to 5 o'clock. Starting out briefly as snow before switching over to sleet, freezing rain, and rain as we head into tomorrow night. Traveling conditions don't look terrible for most of us. The lower elevations are expected to be near or just above freezing, so mostly wet roads. Side roads may be slippery. It could be a different story in the higher elevations where temperatures will be colder. There'll be a better chance for icing. And again, it's all about untreated surfaces. Treated surfaces will be wet tomorrow night. Wednesday morning, Wednesday afternoon, no issues traveling-wise across not only central New York, but across New York State as a whole. Here's a look at traveling conditions on the big travel day, which is Wednesday. Just a couple of sprinkles around. We're above freezing, and again, no winter weather across the state expected. Live look at our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. It's quiet, looking in downtown Utica. It's cold out there. With clear skies and dry conditions, temperatures have fallen into the low 20s. Look at Saranac Lake down to 8 already. So again, it is certainly a cold one in many spots in New York State. We're going to hold on to mostly clear skies tonight. Some high clouds are building in now. We'll see clouds thicken up as we head into tonight. And eventually this area of low pressure to the south and west of us will arrive as we head into tomorrow. Storm Tracker 2 Skycast, again, temperatures on Skycast a little optimistic here. I think we're going to drop down into the teens tonight. By tomorrow morning, temperatures will start out in the low to mid 20s. It turns breezy as we head into tomorrow afternoon. The start time of precipitation looks to be around 4 to 5 o'clock. Again, initially starting out as snow, but then turning over to sleet, freezing rain, and rain. Quickly in the lower elevations, taking longer to make that transition Tuesday evening and Tuesday night in the higher elevations. So again, travel could be tricky along higher elevations overnight. The weather on Wednesday improves. We start out with some showers in the morning. We'll see dry weather in the afternoon. Temperatures climb above freezing. Some very minor ice accumulation is possible. Again, this is mainly north and east of Utica, and again, that could make things slippery tomorrow night. Mostly clear tonight, 16 for the overnight low. Tomorrow, breezy, wintry mix late to high of 37. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast with nice, big, easy to read numbers.
I know, this is great. I love these new graphics. They're so clear and concise.
We are very excited about this. Temperatures in the, maybe not so much about the weather, but the weather graphics. 43 on Wednesday, some showers in the morning. Thanksgiving looks dry, not all that cold, but it does get cold Friday and Saturday.
And imagine how awesome that's going to look when it says 90.
Right? We'll get there.
We got a ways to go. All right, thanks, Bill. Hey, we are still accepting time now for a first look at the forecast. We bring in Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis. Just want to take a minute and recognize amazing job by our staff rebuilding all of our graphics, brand new look, and a great job by you and Eric putting together some amazing weather graphics. I love the colors. It's so big.
Wait till you see the 7-day.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, we're really excited about it. And I also wanted to give a shout out to Eric for doing some of the heavy lifting here too. Winter weather advisories in effect for the North Country. This is for tomorrow night. A wintry mix on the way could produce some slippery spots on untreated surfaces. We're not expecting a big problem. We're not expecting this to be a region-wide issue. Hence, this is why it's not an alert day, but it's still going to impact travel for sure. So do plan on that for tomorrow morning. 24 degrees is the current temperature. Yes, it's pretty cold out there tonight. We do have an east wind that's picked up at 9 miles an hour. And frost is going to be an issue tomorrow too. So give yourself a couple of minutes to scrape off the car windshield. Not expecting it to be really thick, but again, it could slow you down. You might want to budget that in for the morning time. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. It is dry, but again, we are going to be tracking a wintry mix which arrives late in the day tomorrow. We're going to time it out for you and take a look at the traveling impacts with this, and also what the big traveling day on Wednesday looks like across New York State. And look at the forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. Continuing coverage of
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We're tracking the traveling conditions over the next 24 to 36 hours. And tomorrow afternoon, up until tomorrow afternoon, the weather looks fine. Between about 4 to 7 p.m., we're looking at the start time of a wintry mix, initially starting out as snow before switching over to sleet, freezing rain, and rain. Traveling impacts would be highest during the evening time and into early tomorrow night. Most roadways that are treated will be fine. We're not expecting any big problems getting around. By Wednesday, the weather looks great. Just a few showers around in the morning, but traveling should be great, not only locally, but across all of New York State. We're looking at temperatures on the big travel day. That would be Wednesday in the 40s. And looking at just a few light rain showers. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Again, looking quiet across the region. It is clear. We do have some high clouds that are starting to show up. and the clouds will thicken up as we head into tonight. Rome 24, but look at Saranac Lake, 8 degrees at this hour. So there are pockets to the north and east of Utica that are a lot colder. We're looking at, again, mostly clear skies tonight. Again, some of those high clouds spill in from the west. This is our weather system. This area of low pressure, it's bringing rain to the Midwest. By the time it arrives locally, it encounters some cold air, and again, it creates that changeover to wintry mix. So it's cold tonight. Overnight lows drop down into the teens. We'll start out tomorrow with temperatures in the 20s at 7 a.m. Some breaks of sunshine early in the day, but it's just a cold afternoon, an east wind. Temperatures will be in the low 30s. That's about as warm as we get. Some snow breaks out between about 4 to 7 p.m., and then it turns over to sleet, freezing rain, and rain. The transition happens pretty quickly in the lower elevation, so I'm not expecting any big traveling issues, but the hilltop locations could hold on to this wintry mix longer, so I think those areas need to be watched, and if you're traveling to or from those areas, just be careful on untreated surfaces. By Wednesday morning, temperatures are above freezing everywhere, and we see some light rain showers early in the day, but again, this moves out, and it should be a decent day to travel with temperatures in the upper 30s to low 40s. And ice accumulation is mainly expected in the colder pockets north and east of Utica. Again, just even a small amount of ice could create some problems, something to be aware of. Mostly clear tonight, down into the upper teens. Tomorrow, that wintry mix arrives late. It's breezy. Your Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast, which is an upgrade.
Brand spanking new.
Easy to read, big numbers. We've been working on it. Temperatures in the low 40s on Wednesday. Thanksgiving looks dry. Not quite as cold as it looked last week, up to 43,
Nice.
which is not bad considering the time of year.
Especially when folks are just traveling around town going to grandma's house.
Yeah.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Bill. Hey, we're still